Welcome back, Frosty Boys, and we're here with another video.
Hey guys, Urgent here. In this series, I'll look at different gods and goddesses and how viable they were at each different world championship. To make it easier on myself, I'm going to just scope into one tournament for each video. I was originally going to do each championship, but there was no way I could do that. I also want to look at the console side just because I mainly play PC, and it would be hard to keep track of two parallel metas. In today's video, we will be looking at how the Goddess of the Sun performed during the second world championship. How good was Soulite Worlds? Going into the second world tournament, Soul popped off hard. Out of the 28 games played in the tournament, she was banned 15 times and picked 11. The meta revolved around early aggression and mid-game fights to gain a lead. Surprisingly, games were slower paced than other seasons, with more focus on the Gold Fury. Teams focused more on picking junglers and mids with teamfight abilities. Hunbats, Thor, Isis, and Zeus are just a couple of gods that were popular picks. Solos just picked Bellona, and other teams just try to tame that monstrosity. Yeah, no one wants to fucking fight Bellona. Supports tended to stay in dual lane and babysit the ADC for the first 10 or so levels of the game. ADC picks revolved around how strong your laning phase was or how you contested everyone's beloved waifu, Soul. Waifu Queen Soul. Sorry not sorry, you gross ass Bellona lovers, and if you want to see some real waifus, then go check out my waifu tier list. So back to what I was saying. Booty Queen Soul was strong in all aspects players were looking for. She had a great laning phase, great late game, great poke, great burst, great sustain, great 1v1 potential, great item choices, great matchups. She was basically the Bellona release for ADCs. We'll talk about what made Soul so strong, but all you need to know for now is that she was the number 1 ADC. Neith and Chiron took the number 2 and 3 spots. They became strong because they would contest Soul in the laning phase. They had great sustain and had strong abilities to help them fight against Soul's tyranny. These three gods were played in almost every game of the tournament. I mean, any hard-stuck bronze player could play these brain-dead gods. I mean, if inexperienced players could play these basic gods, then I can say pros didn't have much trouble either. Teams also liked to pick hyper carries, but only if Soul was banned. The god pool of viable characters for ADCs was more of a puddle, and it really shows when rewatching the games. So much Neith, so much Chiron. I only saw Apollo once and he got shit on. There was no question as to who dominated the ADC role. Two items pushed early gods to dominate even harder: Vampiric Shroud and Bluestone Pendant. Vampiric Shroud gave 20 magical power, 100 health, 5 MP5, and the user 10 health and mana for each enemy killed. On the other side, Bluestone Pendant gave 15 physical power, 100 mana, and enemies hit with abilities take an extra 30 physical damage over 2 seconds with a max of 2 stacks. Both were respectively 800 gold.
So I took full advantage of a Vampiric Shroud passive with her built-in healing from Radiance. She gained an extra 100 health, making her even more frustrating to shut down. Soul, being a mage, innately has lower HP pool, right? Compared to hunters, giving her a slight edge with Vamp Shroud. Neith starts with a base 435 HP, while Soul starts with 500 HP with Vamp Shroud. The 65 HP may seem insignificant, but it makes a difference when you consider poke, lanes, minions, and ganks. This also without factoring her healing from Radiance and the Vamp Shroud passive. Also, like, if you're like one hit, that's one hit. That difference in HP is one hit.
Bluestone, on the other side, did help certain physical hunters contest Soul, even though she had everything in her favor. Ability-based hunters like Chiron and Neith easily synergized with Bluestone. Now, not every ability-based hunter was valued because of their clear. Sustain was another aspect to what made them viable options. Guess what our vanilla hunters had in their kits? Healing. Chiron's herbal medicine rewarded him for literally just existing. Neith had her unmissable second ability, Unravel. She threw that shit anywhere and healed off any soul that was caught in it. If you didn't have healing, then you're less likely to be picked. Shablanki and Frey were picked a fair amount, but that was usually only if Soul was banned. Frey technically has healing, but her piss poor early game is pretty shit, so it evens out. Players lean ability-based hunters because it was their only option to combat her. Another stupid item for Soul was Polynomicon. If you aren't familiar with this item, I'll give you a quick rundown. This item costs 2300 gold and provides 75 magical power, 300 mana, and 10% lifesteal. The passive empowers your next basic attack after using an ability within 8 seconds, with 60% of your magical power as additional damage. Surprise, surprise, Soul Stellar Burst has a special perk of applying in-hand effects from items. It was like Mercury's Made You Look, but was 10 times easier to hit. With Poly, it was more reliable, while Mercury needed crit in his build and still rely on RNG. If you were Soul, you build this item no matter what. Poly was usually built in the 3rd item slot, and since it was a pretty cheap item, it gave her an early power spike. During this time, the actives, not relic system, was punishing for many gods the weak early game. The player starts with 1500 gold. It was hard to fit actives that cost 300 gold into their early builds. They were also on very high cooldowns, but could be upgraded for 300 gold up to a tier 3 status. Most actives branched off to different tier 3 actives. For example, Sprint at tier 1 gave you 30% movement speed for 4 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. This sounds really broken now that I think of it. I don't know. But once upgraded, gave you more movement speed and immunity to slows for 5 seconds. This sounds really fucking broken. You then had 2 build options, building greater sprint for a more self-centered active, or heavenly agility for a more team-centered active. With actives being a huge investment early game, many gods had a difficult time surviving ganks and the laning phase. Soul basically ignores this system with her 3rd ability, Disapparate. It had built-in CC immunity, movement speed, and invincibility for 3 seconds. It was basically moving Aegis beads and mini sprint every 12 seconds. Actives cost an arm and a leg, while Soul just got them for free. The standard Soul build consisted of starting Vampiric Shroud, Lost Artifact, and moving a Shoot of the Magi, Chronos Pendant, Polynomicon, Obsidian Shard, right up to Tahiti, and Soul Reaver. Players didn't really deviate from this and value her more as a mage than traditional ADC. Constant use of abilities and sudden bursts of damage was the goal of this build. As you can tell, Soul has some pretty good items in her favor. Soul's kit synergized with the meta and helped her become the top ADC of the tournament. Soul had the tools to create immense pressure and still have a late game presence. Her boxing potential lane was through the roof from her passive Unstable Manifestation. You could lose lane in the first few minutes if you just face tanked her buffed autos. She was able, and still can, take a tower within the first few minutes with her passive up. Her ultimate Supernova was a great boxing tool as well because it gave you 8 fucking beams of light. I also forgot to mention that this gives Soul CC immunity as well, like Disapparate wasn't good enough. Did I also mention that the trail Disapparate leaves behind also stuns? Yeah, I don't know, man. Pair all this stuff with Stellar Burst and the training wheels of Disapparate, and you get a god who shits on any other god at the time. Along with the items that mesh with her kit, it made it incredibly difficult to fight her, unless you had help from a support or jungle. Her teamfight presence was strong because she created a lot of space for her team, and didn't need as much peel. The Season 2 World Champion Emilito dominated with this character in the ADC role. He received the MVP of the tournament, and received the skin after his performance, the Absalom skin. Unlike the other popular hunters, Soul had too many tools to stay safe, and get away with being offensive. With that all being said, Soul was the top hunter during the 2nd World Tournament. Hey guys, Arjun here, and yeah, the audio might sound different. That's because I'm recording through Premiere this time. And thank you for watching is what I want to say if you made it this far. This took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. That's mainly because the scope of the video was supposed to be across all different worlds, right? All 5 worlds. So originally my plan was to make how good was Soul in worlds in general, right? Like season 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as I was getting closer to to World, I'm like, I need to get this out soon. Like, I want to get it out this month, or at least around Worlds. And I was like, I can't do it. Like, there's no way I can do it. Like, I have the script ready. The script is kind of mediocre though. But like, there's too much editing, too much work. I just didn't have the time. Especially like with me working on this all by myself, with school and work and everything going on. I'm just like, fuck. But like this video, I'm not satisfied with it. There's a lot of issues I have with this video, but for what it is, I like it. You know, it's I think it's a good first video in this style because I put a shit ton of work into it. Yeah, I just want to give a little backstory to the video. Future videos are not going to be taking this long. I think my scope for this video was way too fucking big, and I was way over my head in this one. So future videos will be shorter, sort of like shorter like time to make. And I have a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas that I want to make regarding like SMITE and other games as well. But thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know the people who will make it to the end, and I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Ali. Shout out to Rainian. Shout out to Purr. Shout out to Michael. Shout out everyone, man. Shout outs. If I didn't name you, sorry. I'm not gonna edit this either. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, at this point. So I'm just, this is going a little too long. It's been 2 minutes. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.